Hey guys, what's going on? Temperistic here, back again for another Dead by Daylight introduction video. Today, I'm going to be introducing to you the Trapper. Now, he is definitely one of the worst killers in the game, just because they haven't really modernized his power yet. He's definitely in needing of some kind of rework and or buff. This is the bear skin, the Naughty Bear skin. Naughty Bear is like, it came from some kind of game I never played. But anyway, we're going to turn that off because he's going to be talking. So let's go to, yeah, sure, this one looks good. So yeah, this is the Trapper. First killer ever introduced to Dead by Daylight. He runs at 4.6 meters a second. And 32 meters is his base carry radius, and he's tall, so basically a regular generic killer. And then these are the three perks it comes with. Basically, his ability is probably the simplest in the game. He spawns with a bear trap, and there's other ones around the map that he can go and get. He puts a trap down, you step in it, you have to try and get yourself free, which is basically RNG. You have to keep trying until you do it. If somebody comes over and helps you, then it's a guarantee untrap, or getting yourself out of the trap. And if he comes by, you're basically screwed because he just has to hit you again to put you into the dying state, or he just has to pick you up. But with each of the killers, I'm going to be reading their bio just so you get an idea of who we're dealing with here. So, Evan McMillan. McMillan is also a map in the game. So Evan McMillan idolized his father. It wasn't just that he was heir to a great fortune, it was the way he ran the estate. Raised under his firm hand, Evan had taken to running the workforce with an iron fist. Production was always high, and the McMillan estate prospered under father and son. As Archie McMillan's mental health slowly degenerated, Evan protected him from the herd who wanted a piece of the fortune. No matter what his father asked of him, Evan would do. When Archie McMillan finally snapped, Evan became his enforcer in what would become known as the worst mass murder in modern history. That never proved that Evan led over 100 men into those dark tunnels before detonating the explosives and stealing them to their fate. The tale of the McMillan estate is a tale of wealth and power gone very wrong. How many victims fell to the hands of father and son is unknown. No record was ever made of what became of Evan McMillan. His father is another unsolved puzzle, found in the basement of his own warehouse, dead and abandoned. So that is the Trapper, also known as Evan McMillan. So basically, how all the killers get here is the entity who we've talked about in the first video lures them into the fog and basically promises that they can kill for the end of time. Some killers, their eyes are red, some are white. A lot of people think that the killers that have white in their eyes, they are basically doing what they do for vengeance or whatever. If they have red, basically there's like no redemption for them. They're just evil killers. So yeah, that's a cool little lore bit for you there. And then, yeah, sure, why not? I'll play the Mori for you guys. Pretty boring. Yeah, so a lot of people want a new Mori for him as well. Definitely different from the Naughty Bear skin. A lot of skins, they come with their own Mori.
What time is it? It's naughty time!
So yeah, that's a little bit better, if you ask me. But we are going to be rocking just a generic build. Today we're not doing Blood Moon event because the queues are a little bit long right now. We're going to be doing just regular games. So yeah, his powers, just get the traps, set the bear trap, and I was wrong. He starts the trap with 2, not 1. So I guess they did give him a little bit of buff. So yep, you get the traps, you set them, you can reset them if someone steps in them. And yeah, that's basically it for him. We're going to be running pretty generic speed up, slow down build today for the Trapper. We've got Corrupt Intervention, which basically means that 3 generators that are located furthest from the killer's spawn point. They're going to be blocked for 120 seconds until a survivor enters the dying state. And then we've got save the best for last, which means if I hit anyone that isn't the obsession, I get a stack of tokens, and each one of those tokens makes it to where my animation after I successfully hit somebody is decreased. So when a killer hits somebody, there's a little animation where they will take their weapon and rub the blood off or something like that. And that's just something in the game to help the survivors out, to decrease the speed of the killer, and gives you a little bit of a chance to run away, along with the haste that comes with getting hit. So a lot of people run save the best for last just because it speeds you up as a killer. No Way Out, one of the many perks that have to do with the end game. Every time I hook someone that I haven't hooked before, I get a token, up to 4 tokens, and then once the exit gates have been powered and everybody has done the generators, it activates, and I get a notification when somebody tries to pull on the exit gate switch, letting me know that they're trying to escape. And then that is when the clock with No Way Out starts. For each token, I get an additional 12 seconds that they cannot interact with the switch. So that's about 60 seconds if we get all the tokens. And then deadlock, pretty simple. Every time a generator is repaired, the entity is going to block the generator with the most progress for 25 seconds. So that's going to help me win the game. And then, of course, since he is one of the worst killers in the game, we have to use his best add-ons. One of them makes it to where once a survivor comes over and disarms a trap, which is something they can do, they can, if they find them, if they see them, they can open them, they can close them so their teammates won't get hit. But once they do that, they become injured by the Bloody Coil Ultra add-on. And then the other one means that every 30 seconds, one closed bear trap run map is randomly set. So that helps me, like if I find someone off the rip, instead of spending time going and getting all the traps and setting them, this kind of helps with that. But it is a little bit RNG because we can't control where they spawn. And then we're just going to be putting a little bit of survivor pudding in here, just going to get me a little bit more blood points, and we will look for a match with the Trapper, and I'll show you how he is in the game. Let me see here. I want a challenge. Where are we at here? Let's see here. Oh, I got a hook. I got to hook 12 survivors in the basement, so I'll try to do that. Oh no, we were on this one. Here we go. Yeah. So I'll show you what this looks like if I can find one of the red glyphs and how to interact with those. But while we are waiting to find a game, maybe I will go over some of the other perks that are in the game that a lot of people use. These are the meta perks, the perks that are very good, that you want to run on basically every killer or any kill that you play. So coup de grace is very good because every time a generator is completed, you get 2 tokens, maximum of 5. And then let's say you are trying to beat them to the next pallet or the next vault or something like that, and you can consume one, which is going to increase your lunge by 80%, which is pretty freaking good. And it might let you get them before they can make their escape. Other ones, Dead Man Switch is not really meta, but it's okay. I mean, if you can combo it off of some kind of perk that makes it to where survivors scream or get off a gen or something like that, then it can automatically activate. So, I mean, the dream with this perk is to have the generator that's blocked regress while it's happening, so they can't do anything about it. If you just have this, I mean, yeah, it's cool that it's blocked, but it's not regressing, you know. So yeah, whenever, like, if when you hook a survivor, for the next 50 seconds, if somebody gets off the gen, then it's blocked for that 50 seconds. And then you can see which one is blocked in white. Other ones, Discordance is pretty good because once 2 people get on a gen, You can see it because the gen will be highlighted in yellow. Usually when you're playing killer, the gens are highlighted in red because you can see where each one of them is on the map. So it's a little bit of information. Other ones, enduring is good. Pair it with, you know, you can pair it with brutal or brutal strength or spirit fury is pretty good. By itself, it's okay, but it's good to be paired with like other perks that have to do with breaking pallets or hating on pallets. It just makes it to where the pallet stun is decreased by 50%, which is pretty good. A lot of people use Dying Light. I don't personally, just because, you know, the obsession. I mean, you don't know what kind of obsession you're going to be going up against. You know, are they selfish? Do they do a lot of gens? You know, are they going to be doing challenges that, you know, are opposite of the purpose of playing a survivor, which is doing gens? So you never know what you're going to get. So if a good survivor gets that buff, it's not going to be very good, which is why I don't run it. Eruption is pretty good. It got nerfed, but it's still pretty good. You basically hit a gen, then you down a survivor, then that gen blows up, and it loses 10% of its progress and starts to regress. And then if somebody's on it, they scream and they reveal their aura for 12 seconds. And it has a pretty decent cooldown, 30 seconds, not bad. Fire Up just got a big time buff. For each generator completed, you gain a 6% stackable buff. At the end of the game, that will be about 30%, and that's to picking up, dropping, vaulting, and all that good stuff. Shut the door for the noise. Friends to the End is pretty good. Basically, every time you hook someone, if the obsession is not the one that you hooked, then they become exposed, which an exposed is a cool keyword because it means all you have to do is hit somebody once and they go full down into the dying state. Whereas usually you have to hit them twice. And then if they are not the obsession, then their aura just gets revealed for 10 seconds. Franklin's Demise, you get to hit with a basic attack someone's item out of their hand. Pretty good with Weave of Attunement, which basically means that the item just basically gets destroyed faster. And we found a game! Here we go. We're going up against 3 flashlight gurus and 1 toolbox person. So me personally, I have a lot of experience with killer, so I'm not afraid of people using flashlights. If they are, I'll just start slugging, not a big deal. And we can see what they bring. Oh, that one's hidden. That's a secret one. Blood point secret. So basically the only survivor secret offerings there are, it just means that someone brought something that's going to make it to where they spawn with a teammate, or they all spawn together, or one person spawns as far away as possible as the killer. They're not really that good, but people still bring them for, you know, a multitude of reasons. Maybe they have some kind of challenge, you know, maybe they're running Prove Thyself, you know, or other perks where if there's more than one person working on a gen, they get some kind of buff. And we are on Dead Dog Saloon. This map can go either way, but let me basically show you how to play Trapper. So you spawn with traps, and you can put them in a window so it blocks it. Let's knock this out of the way. Now you can just basically block things like pallets, or you can get it going in a loop. But I'll put one right here, and it sounds like there's somebody by us here, so we are going to start chasing them. And looks like they got sprint bursts going on for them. Somebody disabled one of our traps, so they are going to get injured. We hit them once, we just haven't hit them one more time, and they are going to drop that, and we're going to break that. No big deal. And she wants to go in there, and we're not going to follow her there into that location because that is heavily favored in the survivor side. So don't go in there. You know, and someone's working on the gen. We can't have that. We're gonna get you. Boom. That's one hit. That's one stack. A little bit of speed up there. And now they're gonna play this pallet. We're gonna break it. They're gonna stun us. No big deal. We don't care about that. We have headphones. There's no reason for us to worry about that. And it doesn't look like they expected us to swing right there. Don't do what I just did there. I just basically went for it. I'm not talking about the swinging. I'm talking about the picking up, because teammates can come over and pallet stun you when you pick somebody up, and then you'll just drop them, and all that effort is for nothing. So we are going to chase this person now. They're going to go over. Oh, nope. Oh, here's the red glyph here. So that's what it looks like to get that, by the way. Now they faked it, so we're just going to break it. A little bit of a stun. I can hear where she is, no big deal. I have a headset. Looks like she got a little confused there and thought that she could get onto the stairs, but that is not how the map works. And now she's going to be running, gets a little speed boost because she got into the injured state. Here is another pallet. She pre-drops it, which is a little interesting. We'll break it, no big deal. She goes over there, they complete a gen. We're gonna leave her. She's dropped a couple of pallets. Sometimes that's how I play. I drop a couple pallets and then I leave them, no big deal. And we are chasing this person here. She drops a pallet. Looks like we're gonna get a hit. Yeah, I've been playing killer for a little bit. That shit doesn't really work on me. I told you not to go in here, but I just want to show you what it's like. You know, I mean, there's not much you can do. You know, there's just too many ways for them to vault and leave chase and all that. So it's just better if you leave it and not worry about it. And we get the hit though, so we're happy about that. And that's a second hook. That's a second token for No Way Out. And we see our next person to chase is over there. They're injured, so that's already good. They hear that we put down a trap. They left, no big deal. Next generator gets blocked. The loop, yep, see? That's why a lot of times people place the traps right there to block the loop. Because, you know, they're going to loop around and all that good stuff and try to get away from you. So blocking the loop instead of the pallet is a lot better than just blocking the obvious pallet. There you got the unhook there, we're not worried about that. Hello! Oh, did we lose? Oh, they went this way. I got a little confused. First game of the day. They dropped a flashbang there, it looks like. I don't know what she's doing. A little kind of weird there. But, right, that's going to be another hook. No one's working on that gen or that gen. So we are going to... Okay, I don't know what they're doing over there. There's nothing exciting over there. We're going to trap up the basement a little bit. She got unhooked, okay. I'm going to go around the map and, well, let's check this generator out here. No one's working on it. I'll show you what it looks like when you kick a gen. Boom, it's damaged, so we're going to leave that there. Okay, someone just dropped a random pallet. He's going in there. We're not going to worry about that. She got unhooked. This is the only way out. That's what it looks like when you hit someone that has the protection. Oh, and they're out. Even though they had sprint burst, we still got a hit because of the angle. No big deal. She might be going down, down, down. We're gonna pick up. We knew that she was gonna try to go for that, but she already vaulted, so she didn't really have enough time. It's another hook. You don't have to turn away when they're flashlighting you. You can just look up or down, and there's nothing that they can do. We're going to like this, so we can go in. You can step in your own traps, and if you do that while you're holding someone, you will drop them. Just to let you know. One of the worst things you can do as a trapper is stand in your own trap. And that is our first kill. And the reason why that's our first kill is because she pretty much killed herself on hook. She tried the 4%, which just means trying to unhook yourself, which I do not advise you to do. It's a very low chance of it happening. They're doing this gen up top. We're not too worried about it because this is the area that we don't really want to go to. But we can knock a couple doors down. We're not too worried about it. Okay, they're both running over here in circles. I don't know what they're doing. Alright. If they want to die, we will definitely help them out. Don't have to ask me twice. Another hook. And she is dead. And we'll pick this up. No reason to have that trap there because the pallet's gone. We'll break this open. That'll help us out in chase. That's a 3-gen there. A 3-gen means that, I mean, good luck to them to try to get those gens done. I mean, look how close those gens are together. You know, they started working on the hangman one. And they dropped down right into me. That wasn't very smart. And there's a pallet here. Not a very good pallet, but he does get... Yeah, I don't know what he's doing there. So as you can see, we have 6. Save the best for last stacks. So this has been a pretty good game. They were kind of trolling me or just messing around. So this definitely could have been a better match, but they were messing around doing God knows what. And the last person, sometimes they hide to get the hatch. Who knows? You know? I mean, if they want to go for the unhook, they can. I don't really care. I'll just be breaking stuff in the meantime. Getting some blood points. Yeah, the reason why you don't want to go into here as killer is, I mean, there's so many pathways that are blocked for you, and it's just so easy for a survivor to run, you know, around and stuff. It's just not worth it. So let's see where the hatch is gonna spawn. Sometimes it spawns here. Nope. So now we get into the RNG end of the game, where if the survivor finds it, the game's over. If the killer finds it, the game continues. You can hear it if you get close enough to it. And that's basically what this game turns into when there's just one person left. They'll probably find it. I'm not that good at finding the hatch. You can pretty much spawn anywhere on the map. Sometimes survivors will stand on it and wait for the killer to come, just to talk smack and say, "Hey, I found it. I win." And here it is. Close it up. Now we know that they're over there and they were actually waiting for us to close it. And let's see, they're going to be hiding somewhere around here. Oh, there you are. So yeah, there's two different ways that you can play it. You can play it like cheated and let the killer have the hatch, so you can activate the the switches on the doors, you know. But either way, the game's over. She can't win. There's nothing she can do. And then we'll just give her the good old Mori. And that is Trapper. That's Trapper, that's a 4K, that is a W. GG. And we get a pip there. So yeah, the scoreboard for Killer is pretty much the same as Survivor, other than Killer having 4 different categories. One is Brutality, one is Deviousness, one is Hunter, one is Sacrifice. Sacrifice is pretty simple. How many did you kill? Hunter, were your chases short? Were they long? Did you win the chases? Now, Brutality and Deviousness, I don't know off the top of my head. Now the one thing you need to notice is that these 4 right here are the blood point categories, and these here are the pip categories. So if you only care about pipping, these are what you worry about. If you only care about getting blood points, these are what you worry about. Deviousness, I think, is how many times you are you good at finding survivors and things like that. And then Brutality is like how many times you injured them or whatever. But Chaser is find and chase survivors. Find a survivor, did you win the chase? And were you chasing in close proximity to hook survivors, which is kind of a new one. They want killers to be far away after they hook somebody. They don't want people to camp the hook because it's frowned upon. If you are standing too close to the hook, meter is going to fill up for the survivor, and they will be able to 100% unhook themselves. So you need to be wary of that. But survivors hit 38, chases 1, 54. That's not saying that we had 54 chases 1. That's just the points that we got for that. And if it adds up to 100 or over 100 like this one, then you'll get the iridescent rank. But we only got gold in the other 3s because we didn't play perfectly. You kind of have to play perfectly if you want the iridescent ranks. So Devout is sacrifice and kill. Sacrifices, did we Mori? Reverse bear trap kills. Oh, reverse bear trap kills, those are for the pig, which we'll get to eventually. Hooking all survivors at least once, and 9 or more hook actions. And then Gatekeeper, slowing down generate repair progress, we did that. We kicked gens. First 9 minutes of the match, you gain points each minute, based around the number of incomplete generators, and then if you end the trial with the exit gate closed, you get a bonus, which we did. And then Malicious, apply pressure on survivors. Did you hurt them, interrupt them, down them? and then hooking and all that stuff. So that is there. We got a pip, and then yeah, and then we got some experience for our XP rank. We get to see what they brought in. So this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the game. All survivors start the trial together, which you don't really want to do as survivors. You want to be spread out, because at the beginning of the game, if you all spawn together, you only get one generator, you know. And yes, in theory, you could be like, well, if we all work on the same generator, then it's going to be done faster. Yeah, but you know, if the killer finds you guys, then nobody's going to be working on generators. Whereas if you're all split up at the beginning of the game, and a killer finds you, then there's still going to be people working on gens. So you don't want to be working on gens. I would say 2 at the most, so you can get a little bit of a you get a little bit from your prove thyself and leadership, but nobody has that here. We had the basic generic builds here. For the most part, they seem like solo survivors. This person put a brand new part on their toolbox, which just means that they get to finish gens faster. This was a weird. I mean, they have a mechanics toolbox. It only has 16 charges, and they didn't really seem like they knew what they wanted to do here. But anyways, we won the game. That's all that matters. And yeah, so I hope you learned a little bit here about Trapper. Once again, a little bit of a warning. He's one of the worst killers in the game, but for new players, he's one of the best killers to use. You don't really want to go for, you know, one of the newer killers until you have the basics down, because their powers are more complicated and intricate and all that stuff. So, but if you enjoyed the video, give it a like and comment down below if I missed anything, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, all that good stuff. And I will see you in the fog.